Welcome back to Crucial Conversations. This is episode 10 of them. Yes, I finally made it into double digits. You know, I did one solo, then I had Chris Hippa. Right now, I'm on here with a guy that I've been meaning to sit down and talk to. It's almost by demand. He's been a high demand. People have been like, I want to see you and Q sit down. So today, I'm honored to sit down with my guy, Quincy Wilder. What's up, man?
What's happening?
Man, what's up? What's up? What you got going on with your life, man?
Oh, man, I can't call it, man. Just surviving this COVID, man. You know what I'm saying? Surviving this COVID, man.
Okay.
That's the main thing, man.
For sure. That's good to know, man. So first thing we did before we even got on air today is we played a game. We played in the championship game. Over here, West Central District Championship game in '96. That game was live. I think for a high school game, that was as packed as I've ever been in a gym. We had UPS packed out that day. It was crazy in there. I ended up getting a tape like maybe a year ago from my coach Molin, and I had the Bethel game and had the Decatur game. I didn't quite remember the Decatur game. Because it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
But when I tell you, Q, I popped that tape in and instantly got mad. It was like, oh yeah, I remember this game. I remember taking that loss because at that time, I was on the come up. And one way that, I had a list. And I was like, okay, I got to beat this player. I got to beat this player, this player, this player, this player. And you was like the last one. I had to get you. And I remember going into that game. I remember I was feeling beat up. But I was like, I got to get enough energy to pull this off. And we thought we had you on the ropes.
You did.
And I thought we had you gassed out. I remember down the stretch, and I watched it in the game. I remember down the stretch. I remember on the timeout, I went off, and I was like, Coach, just give me the ball. And I never usually did that. I usually got my buckets off rebounds and whatnot. And I was like, give me the ball. I'm ready to go. I was trying. So I hit a couple buckets down the stretch, and then I remember us not having enough time, and you had the ball at the last seconds. And do you recall that moment?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I recall all those, man.
Can you walk me down that one real quick?
Yeah. Now, the time that was left, I want to say it was about 12, 14 seconds.
It wasn't a full shot clock.
Yeah, it wasn't a full shot clock. And I remember that we didn't really have a play. It was just, give me the rock and then spread the floor. Uh-huh. And I remember I had it on the right side. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember who was guarding me. But I wanted to walk the ball down and work the clock down until you guys couldn't get another shot. Uh-huh. So that was the main thing. Yeah. And I think it was a score tied. Yeah. Well, the score was tied, right? Score was tied, so we didn't have nothing to really lose at that point. If I take the last shot, so I can't really lose. There's not much pressure. Yeah. You know what I mean? If anything I miss, we go to overtime. And I remember looking out on the floor and getting ready for the shot, and I seen a double team coming. I don't know if it was. I think it was. You guys had a 7-footer. Yeah, right. Yeah,
6 and Matt McDonald.
Right. Yeah. 6'11", whatever it was.
Yeah. Basically.
And I seen him creeping. Yeah, he was creeping. Yeah, right. Yeah. And so I just remember going to the right and just pulling up. I tried to pull up before he got there because they long. They can block your shot. Yeah. And I just wanted to make sure I got it up before he got there. And I didn't really see nobody else as far as, on my team. I was going to take the shot. Oh, yeah. But it just depended on how far he got out there, how deep I had to shoot it. So I was able to get inside the 3 to get it. So he got out there a little late. Well, you know what I'm saying? He got there a little late.
It was
That's
late.
What it was.
It was late. It was late.
It was late.
It was and so, like going into that play, we knew everybody in the gym knew you were getting the ball. Everybody in the gym knew you get the ball. For me, it was like, okay. There's nothing really I can do is make sure if he missed this, I'm grabbing this joint. You know what I mean? I got to end it. And we were supposed to play you straight up. But the guy who was guarding, hey, Mark, sorry, buddy, but it happened. We tell him not to reach. I tell him on the timeout, don't reach for the ball. Don't reach. Play him straight up. Because we didn't want you to come to the rack. That's why Matt was there.
Okay.
So if you came to the hole, you know what I'm saying, he would come. And then if you got around him, I was coming.
Yeah, that would have been tough.
So that's what we thought we were going to do. He's going to play you straight up and then jam you so you couldn't pull up. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, he reached. You crossed over. Yeah. And then next thing I just seen you rise up. I was like, damn. Yeah.
I mean, and I left too much time on the clock.
Yeah,
really.
We got another one off
because that was close right there.
Yeah, we had like 3 seconds, and we got it into Charles, and Charles had one that had a clean look, and it rattled.
But that was from 3/4 court.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
Charles was good for those.
Yeah,
though. Pinkett could pull, man.
The whole gym froze for a minute.
I thought it was buckets
because the ball was online.
It was,
and I'm like, man, if this go in, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah,
you know, and it hit the back of the rim.
Yeah,
you know, but it was online to go in.
It was. We thought it was dropping.
I
mean, it was a good
anything
shot.
closer would have just been a toilet bowl in it to pop out, but it was online.
Yeah, it was.
And I had a good look at it. I'm looking down at it like, man, this thing better not go up in here, man.
Yeah.
Everybody paused for a minute. It seemed like it took 10 seconds.
It was quiet. Yeah, that was a live game.
That was the livest game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Look, man. So when you go watch this, when you go watch the game, so that was my initial watch of the game. You know what I mean? Because I was just thinking about being there and going through the emotions. So when I watched it again, I'm watching it for what the game meant for me. So I don't even know if you know this. So going into that game in West Central, I wasn't highly recruited at all. I kind of came out the blue. I hit the growth spurt, and then I just hit that work ethic like 3 months in the summer. You know what I mean? I just went hard. I started training. I started running. I just got in real good shape and started watching Dennis Rodman and Elijah Wan and Alonzo Mourning and start studying the game. I started learning. So I came in that senior year, came out of nowhere, and I was doing my thing. You know what I mean? Averaging 17 to 13 going into the playoffs. I was playing well. Wasn't getting recruited I didn't have the grades to go D1. I wasn't getting recruited for the local JUCOs around here, the junior colleges. There was a college coach named Percy Carr that came actually to see you. Came to see you. He was recruiting you, watched that game, talked to the coaches up there and was told not to recruit me because I was involved in gangs. He said, bunk that, showed up to Mount Tahoma the next day. Long story short, he met me, you know what I mean, and then flies me out to California. Boom. So my story jumps off of piggybacking off of you doing what you're doing, that there was a whole nother coach from a whole different state in the gym to see me.
Yeah.
And then my whole career changed from there because he actually saved my life. I had got shot and everything. I didn't think I was a rap. And he was like, no, I still want you. Come on here. Hop over here. Change your life. And from there, I went D1 and then went overseas and started playing ball. But I know you didn't know that, but that was part of the same that popped off. So that's why you always watched your career. I was like, man, Q was out here killing so much. He got me a little love. And which happens, you know what I mean? Good players in the environment in school that are getting recruited, they allow you to see the other players. So, I mean, for young kids, stop hating on these other guys that are highly recruited and you're playing against them. That's your opportunity for you to shine. I mean, that's what go compete. Stop being scared of getting broken down or getting dunked on or getting crossed over. Go out there and compete. Compete in that moment. Get your time to shine. Get your time. Give it a shot. Stop being scared. Like I said, I keep saying that the last couple podcasts. Stop being scared. You don't got time to be scared.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Like, and that's a good point that you made as far as that. You just the main thing is you went out there and played hard every night. So when you don't know who's in the gym, and so that's why people ask me, well, you played hard every night. Yeah, because I played hard because I didn't know who was watching. And so for every new person that watched, I always wanted to play hard and to send them home with something that they can always to remember. And so if you play hard every night, it might not be you that's getting recruited, but it only takes one glance and they might be like, oh, wait a minute, who's that? You know what I mean? So the kids that aren't getting heavily recruited and you playing with somebody that is, or if there's coaches in the gym and they might not be for you, you can do something that just, boom, catches their eye. You know what I mean? And a lot of kids don't see that and don't take that approach, in the game. You know what I mean? It's all about trying to score buckets. You know what I mean? And I tell kids all the time, you're not going to get on the floor. The quickest way to get on the floor, high school, college, is to play defense and hustle. Grabbing rebounds.
Yes, indeed.
Offense, you got somebody that can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're not offensively talented like that, then you need to go out there and show them defense. You know what I mean? Be diving on the floor, get loose balls. That's how I got on the floor. I wasn't even an offensive player, but I just played hard and I could defend. So that's when I got on the floor, and then you can kind of, you know what I mean, build your game up from that. But you're not just going to get on the floor with, because a lot of times they come to these programs and you got people that are already in those spots.
Already ahead.
You know what I mean? Already ahead of you now, and some programs favor that, even though if the player is better. But the main thing is if you're not at that level the defense. You know what I mean? The defense, and that's part of my teaching, man. And the defense is first, man. That's always first. That's how you get on the court the quickest.
Yeah, that's the best way to impact the game.
Yeah.
I always looked at it like this. Defense gives you a little layaway, you know what I'm saying? It gives you a little, you at least get a little longer if you're out there committing, you know what I mean, committed on the defensive end. You're diving on the floor, you're playing hard, you're getting on the glass, you're boxing out. It gives you a little leeway for on that offensive end, even for every now and then, you know, I think my offensive game ended up coming around because I was doing so much on the defensive end and on the glass. The coach can't get mad when I pull that 17-footer.
He can't get mad.
He was like, man, this boy's working his tail
He'll
off
get it
over
back.
here. He'll get it back.
Yeah. He'll get it back.
And after a while, they was like, Tay, shoot that.
Yeah.
Shoot that, Tay. So then, you know, my game started changing, you know what I mean? Became more of an offensive threat. But you were talking about what you teach now. You were talking about defense and all that. I wanted to know, one thing that I always remember about you was the first time I actually physically played against you, your speed and athleticism was off the charts. It was off the charts. And I remember talking to Drinkwine, who was friends with Coach Boyce at the time, and he was telling me about your morning workouts. So, where did you have a strategy, a routine already in high school, or when did that routine start for you to be so athletic like that?
You know, in high school, it was more about, you know, working on some ball handling, getting shots. But what I did was, man, and I tell you this all the time, I did calf raisers in the shower, you know, every night. So you take a shower every night, I'm doing calf raisers in the shower till my calves feel like they about to pop. You know what I mean? I'm doing calf raisers. I had the strength shoes, but they weren't really, just the way they were built, I didn't really like them. So I just started doing, man, I just did calf raisers every day. You know what I mean? And I worked out, I ran, you know what I mean? Like my pops, we used to have to run 5Ks, 10K races. So I was always I was always a runner.
Good shape.
We had to run.
Run.
You know what I mean? You had to get up at 4 o'clock and you had to run.
That's
you know
important.
What I mean? That's just you know, you're not, there's no, I don't feel like I want to watch cartoons. So you got to get out and run. So that was always there. But I just think, like I said, in high school, man, it was just, I think it was those calf raisers, man. I'm telling you, in the shower, man, I just started doing them and you know, I started dunking, man.
Yeah, bounce.
Yeah.
He was doing more than dunking. He was the first dude that was punching.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think it was the calf raisers.
Yeah,
man. That's all I can really. I wasn't lifting weights. You know what I mean? I wasn't lifting weights.
Okay.
So, that's it. It was all body weights, a couple push-ups, but nothing but calf raisers, man.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. When I'm talking, so for you guys that don't, basketball terminology, there's dunking. A lot of people can dunk, but then there's punching the ball. You know what I mean? So if you think the physical act of a boxer goes up and, you know, he throw that right cross, pow. It's like Quincy punched the ball when he jumped up there. That's how high he was getting up. He was just punching it in the rim, just punching. You know what I mean? When I got to college, I seen a lot of guys start doing it. I started doing it later on in my career when I got on the weights. I needed some weights to do that. Wasn't doing toe raisers or anything like that, so I got to college and I started doing a lot of leg workouts. So as soon as I got up real high, first time I seen the rim eye to eye, I was hooked. Man, I was in coach's ear. Plyometrics, squats, I was doing anything I could do to jump as high as I could, man. But punching is a whole nother level. Whole nother level.
Yeah.
What's the worst? What's the coldest dunk you've caught on somebody, man? Do you got one?
I'd have.
Can you run me through
Yeah,
one?
I'd have to go through. It was in the summer league. And I remember catching the ball off the break, and I was dribbling my left hand, and the defender was on my right side, and it was actually a high line, and he was guarding me, and I was dribbling. I just turned around and reversed on him. You know what I mean? It was just a reverse dunk. I was just, and a lot of it was just instinct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my thing was just try to dunk on everybody and try to be, you know, just as mean and ferocious as possible to dominate the competition.
Yeah.
And so that was probably my nastiest dunk was probably in the summer league, man, at Highline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That I
You said
remember.
reversed on the man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not nice, man.
Yeah.
I would have fouled the hell out you.
Yeah.
I would have tried or not jumped.
That's how it happened back then. You get fouled, you just, you go to the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's, that stuff, that dunking and all that, I mean, that is just, I try to intimidate. Like, I want to put the fear in them, you know what I mean? And playing hard and scoring and everything, like I said, that I did when I played was just to instill fear in your whole team. I'm dancing with your cheerleaders after I dunk on you. I'm in
Yeah,
your
yeah,
crowd. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So it's just,
yeah,
that's how it was.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yes,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
all it was.
Let's get into that some
Yeah,
more. Let's get into
yeah.
that some more. Where'd that drive to do that? Why were you so comfortable out there doing that?
Man, I think it was just, I wanted to be the best. You know what I mean? I wanted to leave behind like a legacy, for my kids, and just as far as when people talk about me, to know that, okay, man, this dude, he played hard, man. He was in the stands, he was talking, you know what I mean, to
Yeah,
whoever,
yeah.
you know what I mean, and that's what it was, man. It was just, I just wanted to be remembered, and I wanted to be the best, and I felt that, in some people's eyes, they felt it was close. You know what I mean? The people that they would compare. So I always wanted to. I went that extra mile, to do the
Uh-huh.
extra things to get that separation. You know what
Okay.
I mean? Because I looked at things. I looked at, I looked at stats. I looked at who was around, who was in my class, and who was there. So that's what drove me. I was like, oh no, they're not better than me. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so
Yeah.
that was the mindset that I had when I went into trainings or games, and that's how it happened like that, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You had that killer mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah, off top, you were ready. Yeah, yeah, you was ready for war. You played that way. And you were one of the few that I seen that play that way early. First time I played against you, I was like, yeah, he's out here trying to get it. I mean, I think that's why that game was so intense because it's like your energy and my energy in that game at the same time. Because if our team just thrived off, I'd just be pumped up the whole time. And if I'm pumped up, they pumped up, and we ready to go. And then you guys, so it was constant button heads, man, with the crowd going. So I think that's why a lot of people remember that game, when they talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Man, so that's another reason I'm going to need you to bring that tape back to me after you damn
I got you, man. I
I'm
got
going to
you.
need you to run that back.
got you, man.
I'm going to need to bring that back. So let's get into some of the things that I want to talk to you about, because I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm extremely proud of what you've done once you went through what you went through as far as doing the time you did and bouncing back and getting right back on the horse and right back on the court and putting your story out there and doing the book. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into that situation. So from what I remember, 1999, I was at Drake. At that time, I had already made up in my mind I was trying to get to the league. I was going all in. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to develop my game. In my mind, I was just trying to meet you there. I was like, I know Q's going. When I got the news about your first incident, I was like, oh man, what the hell happened? You know what I mean? We weren't really in close contact. It was just mutual that, we from the town, you know what I'm saying, from the same area. Can you walk me through, other than the fact that it was a bad situation, how did you take that situation? Did you learn? I want to know what you learned from that situation, you know what I mean? Because we've all been put in, and some of these guys are going to get put in those situations. What
Right.
did you learn about that?
Looking at it now, man, and I mean, even back then, like it was, it was just like I said, it was a bad decision. And as far as what I learned from it, man, that you can things can change in a split second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now you have to kind of analyze things, and before you do them, and think about things and think about the outcome of things. And back then, I didn't think like that. I just thought that, okay, this is who I am, and I could do what I want.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you can't think like that because kids now, they think like that too. It's just with the media and everything that's going on. Like you really feel like you're a star out there. Like
Yeah.
you're a famous person out there. And so you feel that you can do these things, and whether it's hurting people or whatever, and then get away with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I said, my head just wasn't screwed on right. You know what I'm saying? Like I had some issues, some stuff that I was doing, on the court or off the court. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It was like two separate people, and so I felt that that I can just get away with it, man. And you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
you'll have to pay the price for that, and that's what happened.
Okay, so it was you were feeling super confident. The
Yeah,
ego,
man.
the ego that every man has. You had
Yeah.
one early because you did I mean, let's before it. you was famous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
You was a Jordan of our era, you know what I'm saying? So I know there was all kind of pressure and all kind of things thrown your way that was probably even worse than the situation that you got caught up in prior to that. Because I had got put in situations, some of these other guys have too.
Right. You know
So
how it
I
go.
know there was situations.
Right.
You know what I mean? That situation just happened to get you caught up. But there's
caught up.
many of them where we duck and dodge and it
Right.
doesn't hit us. You know, you just got that, you got hit with one. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean, learning from that and knowing that now, looking back at it, knowing that it was a decision and you knowing that it was your ego that stopped you, lets you know that right now you've already, you know what I mean, use that to grow. You know what I'm saying? So I commend you on that, man. So, and then at that point, what was that? That first stint was what, 11 months?
Yeah,
right?
11 months, a year in a day. You know, they give you a year in a day.
You
So,
was still hooping though, right?
Yeah, I was still hooping in there. Yeah.
Okay.
I was still hooping, man. I started really hitting the weights. You know, so I went in at like probably 198, came out at 220. You know what I mean? So, because there's not much to do in there but read and lift weights.
Read
man.
and lift weights.
And it was only, like I said, 11 months. Time went by, you know, quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're there, you know, it takes forever. You know what I mean? And then, you know, just getting out of there. Like I said, it was a slap on the wrist. You know what I mean? Because when I got out of there, you know, my main thing was like, okay, I still want to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now at that time, there was a red flag on me. Because they didn't know how I was gonna react to things. You know what I mean? Is he just gonna go off and do something crazy? And so I was kind of mad about that they basically wanted me to prove myself again. You know, these college coaches wanted me to prove myself again in order to get to school, in order for them to give me, you know, a scholarship. And I didn't like that. You know what I mean? I took that kind of personal, like, hey, I made a mistake, you know, but don't judge me, but it slapped a red flag on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slow down the recruiting process.
Yeah, it just slowed everything down. They didn't know if they wanted to trust me. You know, they'd rather take a person that's not as skilled, but won't be a problem. You know what I mean? And you know, without even knowing the situation, that's just how it was. You know, that's how they took it.
When a year later they was in your grill.
Yeah.
In your grill, smiling. You know what I mean? Promising the world, playing time, nice bunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The best weight rooms.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to get you right. I'm quite sure there was some NBA. Yeah, we can get you to the league.
Yeah.
There was all that going on and went from that to no love.
No love,
one
man.
mistake.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, I had a lot of people that wrote me letters when I was in there to show love. There was a lot of love in there. I was getting love from everybody.
Okay.
You know, but like I said, it was just now when I get out and try to make the moves that I want to make, you know, I remember I got out and tried to get into Seattle U, and I couldn't get in Seattle U because it was something with the grades. And then there was one coach, John Barbie, man. He called me out of the blue and he gave me my shot, you know. And I didn't have, like, it was way out Evergreen State. You know, that's Olympia, man. I'm not way out there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
My people are, you know, in Federal Way, and I slept on his couch. You know what I mean? Like he was showing love. Like, look, I just want you to get back in here and play again.
Yeah, get back
you know
into
what I mean?
the
And
sanctuary.
I was like, man, you the only cat that did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I went up there and I slept on his couch for a little bit. You know what I mean? Until I got situated. And, man, I'll never, you know, I always got love for that cat. You know what I'm saying? Because he was the only one that really, you know, kind of just stood out from everybody. Like, look, I'm going to get you in school. You know what I mean? And we're going to make it work. So shout out to John Barbie, man.
Yeah, that sounds
Pierce.
that sounds familiar with my Percy Carr situation.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because I went down there and you know what I mean, we had the team meeting. I'm gonna tell you this story. We have a team meeting. Everybody flies down. There's guys from Chicago, guy from Alabama, of course, a bunch of guys. We're in San Jose, so there's a bunch of guys from California, Fresno, LA, Oakland. We're in the room. I'm the kid from Washington. You know what I mean? Being the kid from Washington, you know how it is. As soon as you leave out of Washington, we stuck in the corner. They don't know what's going on way up here. You know what I mean? But he tells the story. He basically tells my story. He said, there's a kid in the room. He doesn't say name. He said, there's a kid in the room that when I went to go recruit him, I sat in the stands and watched him play harder than everybody on the court, dive on the floor and run the floor. And he was the best big man I've seen in a long time. And he was like, I talked to the other local coaches. They told me not to recruit this man. Said he was a gang member. He said, and he told me not to go to the school. He says, I go to the school. When I go to the school, this young man won't come to the office to meet me, which I didn't because they said there was a college coach there. I'm thinking he's there to see Charles Pinkett. He's not there to see me, man. That day I had on my black chucks, you know what I mean, my brown Dickies, the black and brown flannel, You know what I mean? Curl feeling good. It was nice and juicy. It was early in the morning. You know what I mean? I walk in there talking to a college coach, and he was like, "No, I want you to come to my school." And so he basically, after that, summer hits. I don't sign the letter of intent. I go through a situation where, I get caught up in an argument with somebody else. It wasn't even my argument. Trying to cover up for a friend. I get shot. I'm thinking I got to get out of here. You know what I mean? Sitting there thinking, and then he was like, "You need to come on, bounce." So he tells that story to the team. Nobody knows it's me. You know what I mean? At this point, I done cut off the braids. I don't got no hair. I got a little. I think I was wearing like a Eddie Bauer button up. You know what I mean? I had switched the whole thing up. Went incognito. You know what I'm saying? So and he basically is the one who taught me about mind state. Because I used to get mad and like lose my temper and I couldn't play. So he would just frustrate me and keep me at that height where I'm just, and then I start being able to hear his voice and learn. Like he broke me down and re-taught me how to play. You know what I mean? So I can use that energy and then I can transfer it in and it made me a hell of a ball player. So I thank Percy Carr for that because he has saved my life even in more ways than one. Mentally he saved me and then physically just moved me from out of the area, the environment where I was in. I'm up here and forgot to put my phone on silent. It's very unprofessional. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm going to answer it too. Yo, Santos, man, I'm doing my podcast. I'm going to hit you in like 30 minutes. Yeah, you live. I should put you on speaker for even calling me right now. Hey, watch what you say right now. You on speaker.
Say no more.
All right, man. I'll holler at you in 30.
All right.
All right, man. Yeah, let me go ahead and put that on mute, man. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's all right.
But yeah, that whole situation that you were talking about when you're talking about that coach, man, I understand what it's like to have a coach that does that for you. You know what I mean? Just somebody that believes at the time. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be that guy, and I'm trying to invoke a lot of other guys that start doing the same thing for these young men that's out here. And I'm even trying to I want to do it for people. You know what I mean? I want everybody to start moving into a realm where they're a little more comfortable with themselves. One thing that I commend you on, another thing I commend you on is just the fact that your bounce back game, coming into getting out of prison the second time, right? We already know the situation. I'm not gonna go in that. For you guys that want to find out, you can look that up, or you can check out the book that's coming. Okay,
the book it's gonna drop next year, man. Hopefully, beginning of next year, man. I'll let you guys know. As soon as it gets ready, I'll let you know.
So what is it? Can you give me a little
So
syllabus?
basically, it's a memoir, man. Basically, it's on my life and things that I've been through. And when you read the book, when it's all complete and done, man. And like I said, I've been saying this for a minute, but anybody who's written a book, it takes some time. You know, it's a process, man. I wanted to have it done this year. It just didn't work out that way. But I've been working on it, man. I've been putting a lot of time into it. And I wrote the book. It started out as a journal, and I wrote it from inside my cell. And so it deals with stuff that, that I was dealing with in there as far as thinking about things going on out here. It deals with just, like I said, my life up to that point, the decisions I made, where I am, where I am now. And it's just, like I said, man, it's a great read, man. If you want to know about me and how I came up and the things that I've done and things that I've been through, that's what the book is based on, man. It's no lies. It's all truth in there, man. And that's just what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. So the fact that you said you started it while you were actually in your cell.
Yeah.
That right there is that's key. You know what I mean? To start the book from there, because you starting from a point of realization while you're actually locked up, where you can't go anywhere at that time. You're trapped in a place really, and you mentally just left it and started and formulated this. Is this when you came up with Q time, or when did all that start?
No, that was later, man. When I was like I said, it started as a journal. And I just wanted to take people on like a journey with me, through my lens, and see things how I see them. You know what I mean? And so when I started doing this journal, I was just, like I said, I was just journaling. I was journaling thoughts. And so, like I said, some of the stuff in the book is actual, I'm actually there. You know, you're with me there when you're reading
Okay.
it. So, man, I mean, I'm so excited about it, man, because, you know, like I said, when you're writing a book, man, it's like, there's some ups and downs, just like a game. You know what I mean? It's just like a flow. Sometimes you feel like writing, sometimes you don't. But the good thing for me was that I wrote it when I was there. So now what I had to do was just kind of, you know, tighten it up. You know what I mean? Tighten it up, take some things out, add a little bit more detail. But the foundation was there.
It was already
You know,
there.
I was already there.
Okay.
So now it's just tightening things up and getting it to the right editor, which I have it to my editor now, man. And just, you know, cleaning up, doing some line editing. And like I said, man, I'm proud about it. And yeah, Q time, man, that was, you know, Q time didn't happen until I got out.
Okay.
You know, before I got out of there, my thing was, man, I wanted to help kids that were in a situation like mine. You know, so when I got out, I started contacting the detention centers, you know, because I wanted to talk to these kids.
Okay, yeah.
And that's when Q time happened. So that is still a goal of mine, you know what I mean, to talk to these kids because I can relate with them. You know what I mean? Their counselor might not be able to relate with them, you know, but the thing that the detention centers were telling me, like, look, we have people that come in and talk. We don't want it to just be talk. We want you to do like a syllabus to where, you know, you could work something out and these kids are doing something. They got some great people that are doing that. You know what I mean? Some cats, some local cats, and even in Seattle, Tacoma, you know what I mean? That cats from the street, you know what I mean? From the block that are helping the kids. And I just want to be a part of that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anything that I could do to help, I want to do that because there's kids out there. And my focus are the ones that are already locked up because they have that time. You know what I mean? Or going through the lockup process, you know what I mean? Because they're getting this big amount of time that they're getting, and they still can be productive. You know what I mean? But when they thrust them in a situation and you don't know, you just think that your life is over. You know, you're looking at 10, 20 years, and the kid might be 18 years old. Your life's not over. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You have
yeah,
time
yeah.
to plan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So look at it like that. Look at it as they took me out of a situation, and now I have time to plan. You know, just like when I got my time, I looked at it first like, oh shit, man, this is wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
13 Christmases is gonna take a minute to get through.
Yeah,
you know
for
what
sure.
I mean?
Yeah.
But then when I got into the time and I started planning, I was like, oh, they shouldn't have gave me this time. You know what I mean? Because now I can sit back and think and evaluate what the hell
Flip
I was
the mind
doing
state.
wrong.
Flip
you
the
know
mind
what I
state
mean? And
once
I can
again.
learn. Yeah, I didn't learn until I got to prison. You know what I'm saying? I didn't learn anything. They pass you in school. You know, they just passed me. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a couple of teachers that I had that were, you know, that did some stuff with me, but the most of them, they just passed me.
That's crazy.
You
The
know what
fact
I'm
that you say you feel like
Yeah.
you didn't learn till prison.
Yeah, I didn't learn till there. There's a lot of things I didn't know as a man. I mean,
Yeah.
as you know, just
You grew in prison.
Yeah, getting a job interview, I didn't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
How you do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What are you supposed to say? What are you supposed to do?
Uh-huh.
You know, and so with these kids, man, that I wanted to talk to, I wanted to talk to them about that and making use of their time. You know, if they can tap in, you know, on the other side of the brain and tap in and really just develop, you know, and do what they can do anything they want to do. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But
yeah.
nobody's telling them that. You know what I mean? They're just saying, look, this is the time you'll get through it. No, make use of the time. Don't let the time do you. Be productive. You got all this time. If you need books, we'll send you books. You know what I mean? They got
Yeah.
if you need, you know, anything you want to learn.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's real estate. You know what I mean? I learned real estate. I mean, I learned so many things in there, man.
Yeah.
It's just I'm blessed to have a good support system, and like I said, I just learned the whole time.
Yeah, you
You know?
use that. You
Yeah,
use the
it's
time.
just remade. You know, it's like a makeover.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
You
Yeah.
plotted a strategy in
Man,
there.
yeah,
And started implementing it.
started
Because you
implementing,
already
man.
were writing in the journal, so
Yeah.
you were implementing while all this formulated there.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Yep.
you kind of grew curated.
Yep, man. And that, like I said, there was no Q time. You know what I mean? Q time, like I said, that wasn't until when I was, you know, working, you know, at a car dealership, and that just I did it there. You know, when I was inside, that was my first job. But when I got out, I did that, and it wasn't a good fit for me. And the inside is cool because you can be gone all day, you know, and you can
Yeah,
work all day.
yeah,
And that was
yeah.
my first real job. I'm locked up selling people cars, and they don't know I'm locked
That-
up.
yeah,
You know what
for
I'm
sure.
saying? And so when I got out, I was like, okay, I'll do it again. And I wasn't really feeling it, being at the dealership all day. And people kept asking me about training. Man, you ain't training. You're not working with no kids, man. I got my son. I love to let him work with you.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I'm not doing that right now, man. There's probably about maybe 5 people asked. And I was like, light bulb went off. I was
Ding,
like,
ding.
let me get back in the gym. You know what I mean? I was like, look, I quit. I'm going to go. I got another job opportunity. It was like, what? I said, yeah, I just left. I didn't even pack my stuff up. No 2 weeks. I was like, yeah, I got another job opportunity.
Just went all in.
And went all in on it, man. And so that where Q time came from, man. And I started just, really with nothing, man. I mean, I had one 5-year-old kid that I was working with. You know what I mean? And the gym rental fee was $50. I was making $50. So I was just exchanging money. You know what I mean? But I knew the door was going to open. People in my corner was like, look, just exchange some money for now. You know what I mean? What if you get 2 clients? What if you get 20 clients? You know what I mean? Then things change. So you have to exchange money for these months and just do it. So I did that, man. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to stay in it. I was looking for jobs on the side like, man, basketball might not work. I was looking at temp agencies and then something would happen in the basketball. I get 3 more clients. Then I wouldn't look at the temp agencies no more. And then I do that, change money. Then I start looking at temp agencies again and looking at Amazon. And then something happened. I get 5 more clients. And I was like, okay, from this point on, I'm not looking at no more jobs on the side. This is my full job. I'm not going to even veer. If I go through some bumps, it'd be just like when I was locked up. They'll go and you know what I mean, they'll pass.
It was
and
calling
the door
you.
open up.
That was calling you
that's
again.
That's what happened, man. Yeah.
It was calling you, that basketball, man.
It was calling me, man.
It's crazy, though, right?
It's crazy, man.
It's
I was
crazy.
looking for work, you know what I mean?
Came back to save you again.
Man, it came back.
It came back.
Yeah.
Came back, man. That's crazy. I was talking to C. Hippa. He was here yesterday, matter of fact. We were just talking about that love for the game. It's just different. When you run around and you run into people that play basketball is one thing. People that actually love it and can't stay away from it, it's a different type of thing. It's something in you. Like, even when you go away from it, it seems to find its way. Like, nah, you come on back here. Like, you were sitting over there, you're selling cars, and people noticing who you are, and they're like, yo, man, it's an opportunity. That's people that's showing love all over again.
All love.
Like, this is cute.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People are attached to that. They're attached to those memories of who you was and the opportunity. They know the story. They know the story. If people seeing you those years later and they seeing you, they know the story. They know what's up. You know what I mean? The fact that they went out there and they letting you work with the kids, and then you're showing them, you know what I mean, that you're responsible and you putting in the work, and you're showing them that you understand what you did was wrong, and you're putting in this work and you helping these kids out. Man, is a beautiful thing, man. But the thing is like the calling is like a constant echo, man. And then speaking of echoes, when you're saying talking to the kids that are incarcerated and people that's doing time, and speaking that positivity and giving them a roadmap or giving them another avenue, all those things need to be echoed. So that was a main thing about what I want to do on this show. People that are actually speaking and making the movement, actually trying to give you just another bump, another assist, you know what I mean? Just to pass you the ball on my platform, to share platforms, and just to provide a bump for the guys that are doing something that's positive, you know what I mean, in the community with themselves. Because first of all, we got to take care of ourselves before we take care of other people.
True.
And one thing that your self-reflection right now is amazing, how you sat back and you understood what was going on when you made your decisions. When you were young, just like you understand what's going on when you're making your decisions now that you're older, and you're making the decisions that are great decisions that are making out to be great things, and you're moving forward on a great purpose. You know what I'm saying? So this is all beautiful things, man. I'm excited for it, man.
Like I said, man, I appreciate it, man, and I just, like, if they're watching, like I said, like when Q time happened, the me helping the people that's incarcerated, it didn't go to the wayside, but I got busy with Q time stuff, and so I wasn't able to create the syllabus, that they wanted. You know what I mean? But like I said, if there's anything that I can do, you know what I mean, all they got to do is just tap in with me. You know what I mean? Because that's always gonna be in my heart. You know what I mean? To do that. You know what I mean? I'm not acting on it right now like I should be, on this, and I've been out. I'm going on 2 years now. You know what I mean? And Q time, like I said, has taken up a lot of my time. But I'll always say that is, if they call me and say, hey, come speak to 2,000 kids, all right, well, where's it at and what time? Do you need me this Saturday? Okay.
Yeah.
You need me next Saturday? So I'll always tap in like that. You know, I
for
don't have to
sure.
set nothing up for them. You know what I mean? Because it's all from the heart. You know, it's all from, I'm just telling you, it's all from the hip. You
Yeah,
know what
for
I'm
sure,
saying?
for
So,
sure.
Just that they tap in with me, whatever they need. You know what I mean? I'll be there for that.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely, man.
Yeah.
You hear the man speaking, man. That's real talk. You know what I mean? That's real talk, man. So if anybody, you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, you want to connect, gang, hit them up, man. It's scrolling along the bottom right there. You know what I mean? So make sure you guys go ahead and hit him up, man, because he's serious about what he's talking about. And this is he's a man on a mission, man. You've always been that way. I'm happy to see you so confident and moving strong and moving forward through all the BS and the turmoils and the bumpy roads. You know what I
It's
mean?
out there, man. But we all go through it.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Everybody has these roadblocks, man, and we all go through something. You know what I mean? To be successful at whatever we're doing. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, some people give up. You know what I mean, on their dreams, you know what I'm saying, or like they let a friend or somebody, you know, talk them out of their dream, and they don't intentionally do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I did it, like on my Facebook, man. I'll be driving sometimes and I'll go live, and I was like, if you have some person and they're just talking to you, and you might want to, you know, buy a house or something, and they, oh man, it's expensive out there, man. I don't know if I do that out there. And they're not intentionally trying to talk you out of it, but if you're not, you know, really conscious of, you know, making your own decision and just taking what it is just, okay, that's just their opinion, you know what I mean, and still do it. Because some people are like, yeah, you're right, it is expensive. All right, I'll try next year.
Yeah.
Boom, your idea's gone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And they killed it.
Killed
but
it.
they didn't mean
Didn't
to,
even mean
and
to.
you didn't know. But
Yeah.
that's how a lot of things happen.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And nothing ever, you know, it doesn't even blossom no more, because the next year you might have something else going. So if you got something that you want to do, don't listen. I mean, take a little advice, but
Yeah.
always just use it as, okay, that's their opinion, and that's it. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
indeed.
And then do what you want to do.
Yeah. Don't let people be a dream killer.
Yeah, they
don't let people
and
be
they
a
don't
dream
intentionally
killer.
do it.
Yeah.
But it's just some people, it could just be 2 words. Oh, man. And then you like, dang, I got to rethink that one. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I mean, I get it, but just I always tell people, be conscious of that. You know what I'm saying? Because 1,000 dreams probably get killed every day. People come up with certain things, certain plans.
time.
You know what I mean? Things they want to come up
Yeah.
with. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then, you know, you know, they talk themselves out of it sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to put together an app, and I'm like, man, should I do it like this? Should I put this app together? Oh, man. No, I'm staying on it.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
you
saying?
gotta
Like,
go
I'm
do
putting
it.
together an app, and I'm staying on it, regardless of how long it takes. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing, man. You got to just stay with it and listen to people, you know, take heed to what they're saying. But at the end of the day, make your own decision. If you're
Yeah.
ready to do it and you got the cheese to do it, man.
Yeah, bet on self.
Do it, man. You know,
Bet on self,
do
man.
it, man. Trial and error.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Trial
man.
and error.
That's
you
the
know,
only
that's how
way
we learn.
You gotta live.
know
You
what
gotta
I'm
learn
saying?
that way.
I'm
That's
putting
where
it
it's
all
at.
in.
You can't
know
be
what I'm
mad
saying?
at nobody if you did it on you.
You can't
If
be
it's
mad
on
at
me,
nobody, man.
it's on me, man.
be
Like,
mad
yeah,
at nobody.
I want to go reach this goal. I'm going for that. You know what I mean? And you can't allow dream killers to do that, man.
Yeah.
Especially when you're chasing the dream. Then you got to, you know, especially once you set it up. So don't, you know, you're dreaming something big, man. And it sounds outlandish to somebody, but it's right there. It's tangible to you. It doesn't matter. It's you.
Doesn't matter. Yeah,
It's
it doesn't
you.
matter. You say,
Yeah.
I'm going to make $1 million, and they, whoa, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, that's for you. You know what I
For
mean? But
you.
for me, that's what I'm going on to do.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what
You're
I'm
just going to
saying?
go.
Like,
I'm trying to go get that.
I'm trying to get that, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think that's, you know, that's just what it is, man. And even as far as like doing the trainings I'm doing now, and there's lots of trainers out there, and I always have people ask, like, what, you know, some people are training, they don't know what they're doing. Well, then, you know, don't take your kid over there. You know,
Yeah.
if that's how you feel. You know what I mean? But I feel that, like, the kids that I train, if they want to go train with, you know, someone else, then I'll be there. Everybody has different views on, you know, on what they teach. I'll never, you know, say, oh, man, don't take him over there. You know what I mean? He'll rob you, you know, or he's not that good. No, go try it out. You know what I mean? Go try it out, and then you come back. You know what I'm saying? But it's all love, you know, because we all trying to help the kids out. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, man, it's just, like I said, it's a lot. You know, some people want to be, you know, to this trainer, or don't want to, you know what I mean? Don't want their kids training. Look, just let them get the views. And everybody has different views on training, and that's how I feel. And people ask, well, you know, do you think you're the best trainer? Yeah, that's me. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. That's how I think. And they should feel the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you don't, then you're in the wrong game.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying?
Yeah.
You gotta. It's not arrogance, man. It's
Yeah,
just
it's self-confidence. It's
You know what I
confidence that
mean?
needs to be there.
It's got to be there, man. A lot of people don't do that.
Let's be honest with you.
Yeah.
What you train? What we training?
Yeah.
What we training? We train you to come with confidence. If you hit the court when you don't got confidence, you're
Right.
not going to do anything at all.
You're right.
At all. So
Yeah.
you got it. So as a trainer, you got to come in with confidence.
gotta
As a
come in
coach,
with
you come in
confidence.
like, no, I don't take no, and no bow down.
Right.
You know what I mean? No bow down. We come in everything. We're going all out, and you got to do that as a trainer, man, and do that. You know, as far as when it comes on the basketball side, man, to teach these kids that it's cool to go hard. Because that's one thing that I noticed when I got into coaching. Some of these guys just want to be cool.
Just be cool.
Just be cool. You worried about what's going to happen on the gram
Right.
while they're taking pictures.
Right.
You know what I mean? You out there taking pictures of the game when the ball's rolling on the floor. I need you to get that.
Right.
I don't need you taking pictures in the game. I need you to get the ball that's on the floor. We need that possession. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? There's one thing I got to get to I've gotten across to the kids that I've coached over the years is I got them to just go all out and play. Guys that weren't basketball players, they were playing other sports, came to play with me because they just like getting down. I'm like, hey, coach, I love playing with you, man. We just get after it. We on the defensive end. We diving on the floor. We're attacking the glass. You don't care about offense as long as we pass the ball and take an open look. Simplify the offense. Make it simple. But on defense, I got like 17,000 schemes, man. I figure out different things, and I change things all the time on the defensive end in the basketball game. I'm trying to convert that, and get better at that, and then also pick up more things, set plays and stuff for the offensive end. So I'm still learning that. So I'm trying to. I got goals as a coach, just because. You know, one thing I try to do was always try to get better. You know what I mean? And
Right.
always try to get better. If I'm not good at that now and I want it, I'm gonna just keep doing it until I get good at it. You know, repeat.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go back to what you were saying. You know what I mean? You got to go out there and get it.
It's effort, man.
Yeah.
It's effort. That's all you got to do is put in the effort. And the coaches or the trainers can't want it worse than the player. Like, they can't want it worse than you.
Yeah,
you
you
know what I
gotta
mean?
want it.
You got to want it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I look away and I'm dealing with a group over here and then you lay off because I'm not looking at you, then you're not cheating me. You know what I'm saying? I've already played. Like, I tell kids all the time, I played already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is on you. You know what I mean? And what you want to put into it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, that just comes, like I said, that's mentally, when they get tired. So in my trainings, I get the kids tired. We do a lot of things where we're moving around a lot. I try to, I stay moving, you know what I mean? And the things that we do I try to make them live situations where they're not scripted. You know what I mean? Where it's just not, he goes to the basket, dribbles right, and then it's there. I want it to be go to the right, and now you got to make a decision because somebody's coming to steal the ball.
Yeah.
You got to go left or right. So those are quick reactions.
Quick
You know what
reaction
I'm saying?
moves,
And
okay.
and just teaching them that, because like I said, a lot of times the cone work is cool. You have the cone and crossover, but I want to mix it up too, to where, like I said, they have to know how to react in those live scenarios, because the game is moving so fast. And I teach the kids that when we're doing ball handling, I want you to do it so fast to where you lose the ball. You know what I mean? Where the ball spits out 10 times.
Yeah.
Then on 11 time, but that's the only way we can simulate game speed. You know what I mean?
You gotta go all out.
You have to be able to simulate that and breaking the game down as far as, okay, I tell them, okay, well, what are you looking at? If I'm guarding you and my right leg is up, what are you looking at as an offensive player? This is chess. This is checkers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't just get the ball and go.
Yeah.
A lot of kids nowadays I see are skipping steps. I don't know if it's how they're being trained, you know what I mean, or certain things that they're doing. They're skipping steps on offense to where they just catch it and go.
Yeah.
Until now you got to break the offense down.
Yeah.
Break the player apart. You're supposed to be the puppet master with these strings and making the defender do the dance.
Yeah.
And so it has to be like that. What are you thinking about when you get the ball? I'll stop the whole practice and, okay, tell me what you're thinking about right now. What are you looking at? Well, okay, well, how's his feet? What is his hands?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? So
Yeah.
that's how I want the kids, when they get the ball, and really be analyzing before you get it.
Breaking it
You know
down.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And
It's
if we
already
go
broke
through it,
down.
now it's already, when you get the ball, now it's just like clockwork.
Yeah, the ball's in the air. You see
already
your
gone.
man's closing out to you because he got to close out because you just hit that 17-footer.
Yeah, and his
so
foot sloppy,
his foot
footwork is
sloppy. Oh
sloppy.
yeah, because the
Yeah.
last time I already read the ball's still in the air
Yeah.
though, and you're reading it as it's coming. I'm about to just rip right
Yeah,
now because
rip
he's
right.
I'm gone. I'm already gone. I'm gone. I'm already looking at this guy. Oh, big man's on the hoop. I'm gonna have to go over the
Yeah.
top of him. Rip, boom. But that process is needs to be taught. There's a lot. because I started reading the defense late in my career. I didn't read in high school. I just basically just out hustled everybody. That was my whole thing. I was still working on my offensive end, but learning how to read happened within 3 months after I went to college. I started getting it because I had enough post moves to where once I got it, I had enough post moves. You're not going to get the ball from me, and I could reverse pivot either foot. You know what I mean? I knew all the little tricks out there, so that's when I would read. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's doing a lot of moves on the block," but my initial catch and the reverse pivot was actually just so I can read what was behind me. So I'll reverse pivot just to, without dribbling, just.
I like that reverse pivot. Too.
Yeah, I'll reverse.
Pivot is so
Man,
nasty.
it's the you can see everything.
Right.
Reverse pivot, boom, and you ain't, especially when you haven't dribbled. And I ain't dribbled nothing. I could step back from there. You know what I mean? I could double the jab, boom, boom, go by. You know what I mean, and make the read. So a lot of things I teach right now was. For the big man, I teach a lot of footwork at Mountain Home. I treat a lot of footwork, but I teach the guards that too. Because as my career went, I ended up posting up at about 10, 15 feet away from the basket. Anyhow, just mid-ranged out. If you bid on the pump fake, I'm going to the rack in one dribble.
Couple moves. Yeah.
One dribble.
Yeah.
Just one dribble.
It's
If I can
easy.
get there in one dribble, I'm good.
Right.
I don't need. There's no super behind the back unless I was in open court, half court, man. Reverse.
One
Pump
dribble
fake.
pull up.
Yeah, I can go both ways. We're good.
Right.
I'm good. That's all I got to do. But these kids, they don't understand that. Most of them don't. But when you see them that play with that maturity, those are the kids that are getting those easy buckets.
Getting the easy buckets.
And you see it, be like, ooh, that young boy
Shot
cold.
fake, one dribble pull up. You like, okay.
Yeah.
He been.
Yeah.
Somebody done
Somebody
got to him.
to him.
Yeah. And he's and they figuring it out, man.
And it's a click too. It's got to click.
It's got to click, man. It's got to click.
Yeah.
And I mean, like for me, man, when I was in high school too, and even in college, man, like I didn't really learn how to train like a professional. You know what I mean? Until I left USC. I didn't learn how to train like a professional. I knew how to train and get shots, but like as a professional, until I got the keys to the gym and I was in there by myself and had to shoot away, and I would learn things kind of like on my own, how to train like a professional, and you can't miss shots. You know, that sounds crazy, but you can't miss open shots.
Yeah, your open shots got to hit.
You got to hit.
You're open. Those are buckets.
Those. And so when
that's why you're there.
Yeah, and so now when I share it now, I tell them like, look. All this game and stuff that people are giving to you, make sure you listen to it, because I didn't have that. You know what I mean? And it took me, well late into my career to figure out how to, consistently knock down an open jumper. You know what I mean? And, when people leave you open and a one dribble pull up, you know what I mean? And certain moves that, that you can get off at all times. So that is very, very important. And it took me a long time to figure that out.
Yeah, it's just like I remember when it clicked for me and I had figured that out in my basketball game. I just was like, oh, I wish I knew this 2 years ago. Like even when you go to watch that game, I was watching you too. There were so many opportunities for you to get open looks that you didn't take, that you didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with me. I was like, I passed up so many open shots. Like I could have got to there easy. And I just never even looked.
Right.
I never even took the time to read what was going on. It was like you give that knowledge to the same kid that can do the same athletic things, and you're like, whoa. So I think that's what drives me. It was like, if I can give that knowledge to these kids and it clicks, because it's going to click different for everybody.
Yes.
Some kids it clicks in high school. Some kids it'll click early. You know what I mean? They're in 6th grade and these guys are dropping 50.
Right.
And you can watch it like, ooh, he done figured it out already. You know what I mean? And you see some people, I've seen guys that were horrible in high school, especially because I played some semi-pro ball here when I got home. I was really involved in the Tacoma Thunder and all the Tacoma teams out here. There was guys that weren't very good in high school, and now they were 25 and they just been playing at the gym, and all of a sudden athleticism kicks in and they can ball because now they just understand simple things.
Right. You like, man, hold up. Man,
all of a sudden he's a shooter.
Right.
All of a sudden this guy got knocked down 3, man.
Right.
He couldn't make a layup in high school, but all of a
Right.
sudden at 25 he's a 3-point shooter and he's wet because he's just been in the gym. You know what I mean? And it clicked. He was like, well, he's not trying to dribble behind the back and do the triple moves that he was doing when he was in high school getting ripped. He didn't. He was when you said he didn't have a handle, he was trying to prove it. Instead of I don't have a handle, but I can shoot it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I've seen that happen, man, which is interesting. The thing I always imagined, I was like, it would have been cool to see Prime Quincy. Like you at about, I say, let's give you 27. You ever? I know. Well, you don't have to imagine. You know what your body felt like.
Yeah. 20.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
27. What
yeah.
you? How? So at that time, where were you at in your life?
Man, I say that I'll give you better. The best that I've ever been was probably when I was about 25. Man.
25.
I was about 25, and I was going overseas, and I was working out, and I wasn't missing. You know, I was in the gym so much, 2-3 times. I remember I cracked the new year off. I was in the gym at midnight. I was like, this is what it's going to be.
Oh.
You know what I mean? This is what it's going to be. And I was ready, man.
At 25, you was in there getting it in?
I was ready, man.
Oh, back in there
saying?
cooking.
I was ready, man.
Yeah,
And so I just, that was probably the best, 24, 25. That was the best that I've ever, been as far as being prepared, being ready, being able to knock down deep threes, off the dribble, pull-ups, no weaknesses. Yeah, man, that was, that was nasty, man. And I think about it, be like, oh yeah, I was ready. You know what I mean? But like I said, God has other plans for us. You know what I'm saying? If it's not that, then something else. So another door opened up for me.
Yeah,
you know
for
what
sure.
I mean? And so now I just try to help kids out, man, and the ones that listen, you know what I'm saying? The ones that listen and really, because a lot of kids, they don't know, you know what I mean? So they get to looking up and see, oh, then you average 30, so you got to know something. You know what I'm saying? You got to know something.
Something
you know
happened.
What I'm saying?
They're non-believers.
And so I just try to share a little bit of knowledge with them. I don't want to make it like you're doing too much, but I just, hey man, do this, instead of doing this, and then try it. You know what I mean? And I'll do it. I work out with the kids.
Yeah,
like if we
that's
run
the
it on the
best
track,
part.
I'd be like, okay, if I beat y'all, then we got to run another one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm 42, so I'm running. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're like, no, coach, don't run with us. Oh, okay, that's what I thought. You know what I'm saying?
for
So
sure.
yeah, man, that's just the love that I share, man, with these kids, man.
That's good.
I love what I do, man.
Yeah, that's good. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Hopefully, we're gonna get you involved because we got a network here. We're gonna get you involved, see what we can do with you talking to some of them kids that's incarcerated, try to help you jump that off, man. There's gotta be some ways that we can get that involved. You know what I mean? With some of the people out here, some BD local, we'll see if we can look into some things, man.
Anytime, man.
Because, like I said, this podcast isn't going nowhere, and hopefully we can grow some things. I know I want to get you involved with some other things that I'm going to be doing once this COVID thing. I kind of want to combine a lot of like-minded guys that are out here talking to the youth from actually our generation. There's a lot of us that are involved right now, and I just want to get everybody in the room.
Yeah.
Put a whiteboard up and just formulate a plan. My vision is a camp. My vision is getting it sponsored. My vision is having it in multiple gyms throughout the city. Kids come in there free. We provide them with some knowledge. We get them some shirts. It has Q Time. It has whoever the people involved with. But it'll be us. It'll be It'll be your logo. It'll be my logo. It'll be us. You know what I mean? And so we can infuse these kids. So give them some memories. You know what I mean? Because some of those kids don't have the opportunity to have those memories or have that. Just so we can reach more. They can say at one point in their life they were in the gym. So as many kids that were in the gym with all of us at one time.
Yeah.
And maybe one of it's just one kid might hear your story, and that one kid might see something and change something, or he might hear this guy's story or this guy. We gotta get all in the room.
Right.
Right now on this platform, I'm building the room. You know what I mean? So if you go through the episodes that I've already had, I'm building my room.
Right. Yeah, I seen it. Yeah, I've been checking
I'm building what's going on, and then I'm gonna bring everybody back, and we're gonna sit down. It's a podcast, but this is also a movement of positive energy that I'm forcing, and I'm following it myself.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm following it myself.
Yeah, for
you
sure,
know what
man.
I mean?
Like I said, and I appreciate you and commend you on what you're doing too, man. Like I said, I tapped into a couple of them, and just kind of seeing what you was talking about, and I was like, man, that's a good thing right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because this is a platform, man.
Yeah.
And and you allowing people to come in and share their stories, and you throwing questions and giving your feedback and sharing some of your story too. So I mean, it's all working for you, man. So this is a good thing. That's why when you told me, I was like, yeah, I'll be down there. Just tell me when. You know what I'm saying? I'll come down there. My schedule's easy. I can get this in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I appreciate you having me come down, man, and and just talking with you. So it's all good.
Yeah, for sure. We're
Yeah.
gonna definitely have to talk after you watch that tape.
Oh yeah.
I'm
for
telling
sure.
you, man,
Yeah.
you're gonna be in there like,
Yeah.
okay, this was lit. 'Cause
Right.
I don't know about you, but I kind of forgot it. You know what I mean?
I don't remember. You know, I
Yeah,
remember certain things.
Yeah,
but
when I watched it, I was like, wow, there was a lot going on. Man.
Okay.
Hey, our coaches was going at it. They were
Oh,
switching
for
the
real?
defenses
Oh,
up. Yeah,
okay.
you'll see it.
All right, I'll have
Yeah,
to
you
check it out.
guys,
Yeah.
because you guys are usually a man to man. You guys came out in zone on us.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you had a guy shift, so I couldn't get open in my sweet spots. Like I couldn't get the free throw line. Every time I got it, I was trying to get it up though.
Okay.
The free throw line and the left baseline. I was trying to every time.
You had some good numbers that game too.
Yeah, I was on the glass. Yeah.
Okay.
I had some. It went down.
Yeah,
When you watch it,
okay.
you're
I
gonna
can't
see
remember
it.
what I did. in
Yeah,
that
you
one.
had
I look, yeah.
you had a good 20. I want to say 25, 27.
Okay. I'll have to look at
Charles
them,
had
see.
like 25. I ended up with like 14 and 16 rebounds or
Okay.
something. It was going down.
All right. Yeah, I'll
You
have
had
to
a
check it
couple
out.
guys hit some big shots. I forget the
Yeah,
kid's name.
yeah.
You got see that's another thing about that Decatur team. Even prior, you guys kind of had the era going on. Well, forgive me. I always put you in the category were you around Michael Dickerson?
Yeah, he was. When I was a sophomore, he was a senior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there was a Roberto.
Yeah, Roberto. Yeah, that's my cousin. So we was there. Yeah,
hey
he was
man,
there.
that guy looked out for me. He was one of the people I talked to personally on the phone while I was at Drake. He got me through a lot. You know what I mean? You know, just talked to him on phone knowledge when I was going to go overseas. Demanding your money up front, you know what I mean? He hit me with that, so that helped me out because they did try to play with my money.
Yeah, they'll do that too.
Yeah. So, so that whole era, so that squad that you guys had, people are forgetting about. Some of the players that you had playing roles weren't just simply role players. Them guys could get down.
They can get down.
There was a guy that was about six. I want to say he was about 6'3", 6'4", shoot the three ball.
I'm trying to think. You might be talking about he was about 6'5". He's talking about Andre Pleasant. You know, when we played, he was.
Well,
he was a
I know
junior.
who Pleasant is.
Okay.
Yeah, I know who
You're
Pleasant.
talking about
Your
on
senior
senior
year.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was probably a Kaika then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Kaika
He used to
hit
get
some
on my.
trades.
Yeah. He used to get on
hit
my
some
nerves.
trades.
He pulled a couple in that game out. Yeah.
We wasn't supposed to be there, man, but everybody gelled together, and we didn't have nobody that was trying to, do too much. They was like, okay, if I'm open, I'm gonna shoot. I'll take one dribble, and then I'll pass it over here and get it to Q, and then we're gonna get out the way, but I'll spot up.
That's what made you guys hard to beat because those guys they were solid.
Yeah, they were
solid and strong. They played. Yeah, they played defense. Yeah, their point guard wasn't. He wasn't turning it over.
He wouldn't turn it over.
Because we was trying. We tried our 13 trap. We tried everything. I tried to trap him.
He was the little dude.
Yeah. He dribbled it out, backed all the way out to the half court. I was like, man, I ain't going out there.
Yeah, had shooters, man. So that's what it was.
You guys had a squad.
Everybody just kind of fit in they role and didn't have nobody trying to. Well, I got to get 15. If he's getting 30, it wasn't like that. Just let me get the rebounds and we'll pass it to you and just tell us, just get open.
Yeah.
They used to be like, come get it, get him the ball, So like I said, it was all. We just all gelled, man. We went on that run.
Yeah, they was with it. They was with it.
You guys, the way it would have happened.
Yeah, they was with it because you guys had the thing about that year in West Central, the West Central playoffs was lit though because there was a bunch of close games. Everybody, every game was going down to the fourth quarter. I just remember watching the games like, man, it's going down in here.
We had to play loser outs.
Loser outs, and people weren't leaving.
Right.
Yeah, once you got to West Central, it was loser out. Period.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Until you got to the championship when we both went, and I think Foss from West Central all went to state Key Arena.
Yeah.
We had that 9:00 game. It was all bad.
Oh yeah. He said, that's that early one.
Man, everybody was asleep on the bus. I was the only one awake, and I was like, we in trouble. We got there, and we just played sleepy for the first 2 quarters, and we played Redmond. And they played a zone.
Oh yeah,
and
they played that zone.
And sat down in the paint.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get nothing off. I could barely even get the ball. They just sagged it off the shooter, and just sat there. Just sat one in front, one in back, and it was a horrible day.
Yeah, it was a scrap, man. That whole, like you said, the districts to state, man. I mean, we had Hipland Stadium first round, loser out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then we had Curtis right after that. Then we had Foss. You know, and then we had Enumclaw, and then we had you guys. You know what I mean? So this is, I mean, those was all scraps.
Scrap
You
it
know what I
all
mean?
the
Like,
way.
Those was all scraps, man.
Yeah.
Those games was tough, and
Yeah,
they went down
'cause
to the wire.
Because in your guys, did you win your league that year?
We didn't even win our league.
That's what I thought.
We was under. I want to say we
you
were
came
about
from
500.
Yeah, you came from the bottom and,
Yeah.
and went on that run on us. Yeah, because we was like,
We
well,
snuck in.
yeah, because we were thinking, I was like, we ain't got nobody. We gonna have a problem if we meet Decatur, and I was like, they ain't gonna make it.
Right.
I remember when you guys beat Stadium, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Because we lost the Stadium that year too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That was a close
Yeah,
one.
and we lost the Stadium, a close one. Hippa hit some craziness down
that
the
was a
stretch.
Close one.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys went to the Buzzard Stadium.
Yeah, we went to the Buzzard Stadium, man. I had 4 fouls. Yeah, and it was tight. You know, that was lose to go home. I was like, man, we can't go home, man. You know what I mean? We can't go home. You know? So yeah, that's come on, man.
Yeah.
Those are some good times and good memories, man.
For sure. A lot of guys from that in that gym right there. There was a lot of kids inspired from that. You know what I mean? I know for sure my man who's Rashid. He's a coach over at TCC right now. Shout out to Rashid, man. He was at that game.
Okay.
And that's one of his most memorable games. They said after that he wanted to go play some hoop.
Okay.
So he was at that game. He was a young boy.
Oh, Rashi over there. You talking about the TCC? Oh,
yeah. He was a young boy. He was a young boy back then and watched that game.
Yeah, he always tell me.
It was
that's
lit.
a good cat right there, man.
Yeah.
You're going to do great things over there at TCC, man.
For sure. So shouts out, man. Y'all boys better watch out for TCC. They coming, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. We a little bit over an hour, man. You know what I'm saying? We getting it in. So we already got you. So if they want to get a hold of you, we can hit you at Q Time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're on Instagram. What's that?
My Instagram is Q_Wilder1. That's my Instagram. And then my website, you can go check out my website. It's q-timebasketball.com. Man, you can check it out. You can buy, I got gear on there. I got trainings on there, individual, group trainings, man. I mean, just, you can just go on there and subscribe and hear the latest stuff that's going on, man. And I got new era hats, new era beanies. You know what I mean? I got hoodies. It's all love, man.
All right.
You know
Getting
what I mean?
it in.
It's all love, man.
Everything Q. You can find it. And you see it scrolling. You know what I mean? So make sure that y'all hit my guy up, and we're going to get active. This won't be our last conversation. We're going to talk on and off the air, but we're going to make some moves. And, some of these plots and strategies that I have, I can't really let all you guys know that what's going on, you know what I'm saying? But we're making some moves out here in the area, you know what I mean? And once again, thank you for tuning in to Crucial Conversations podcast. Remember, the most important conversation is the conversation you have with yourself, and I'm just out here trying to be me for me when I needed me. You dig? All right, I'm Dante Harris. That right there was Quincy Wilder, the legend. You know what I mean?
Appreciate
y'all go
man.
look him up and learn something about how much work he's put in out here, and learn about his story and see he's still here and he's still surviving and he's still thriving and he's still winning and he's still gonna move forward. And that's what we do out here, man. And I'm just trying to give another push so we can just trampoline off each other and keep getting this money out here and then giving back to the community and just growing. You know what I mean? So that's what we're trying to do out here, man. So thanks for tuning in. Crucial.